Recently, an AIBD member who's been disputing their office rent told me their story. They have measured their space and say that they occupy less square footage than the cost per square foot lease charges. Now, the builder's architect says that they've checked the as-built drawings and stand by the calculation. And that reminds me of a story of my own. Now, first, let's clarify what I mean by as-built drawings. They can be versions of original design plans that reflect the changes made in the field during construction. Now, these are the best kind of as-builts. They provide a precise record of what was actually built. In fact, they're also referred to as record drawings. There also can be drawings that are created to depict an existing building when there's no prior plans on file. Theoretically, these should be reliable drawings as well, but they are only as good as those who survey the building and create the drawings. And finally, the original working drawings might be called as-builts when they're all that the owner has on file. They communicate only how the building was initially designed and intended to be built. In residential construction, these are the most dangerous as-builts to work from. Okay, here's a story that I promised. I was hired to design a tenant build-out in an old building that had been gutted and repurposed for office and retail. There were some really bizarre angles, and the client already hired another firm to survey the building and create 2D CAD drawings of the shell. Now, I should have gone to the site and checked the measurements. I wish today I was telling you that I was a hero for catching a colossal mistake and saving the landlord from losing thousands of dollars. Unfortunately, the opposite is true. The demising walls had to go in specific locations. On the left side of the unit, there was a step down in the slab. On the right side, there was an existing toilet room for the future adjacent tenant space. So when the framers started laying out the walls, they discovered that the space was actually 16 inches wider than I had designed on the plans. Now, as designers, we relish in having extra space. And the tenant loved that their office would be larger than they expected, but the landlord, not so much. The building's 48 feet deep. That times the 16 inches is 64 square feet of lost revenue. At $30 a square foot, that's almost $10,000 over a 5-year lease. And guess who ended up paying the $167 plus taxes each month for the rent on that little strip of office space? Now, fortunately for me, finishing out the rest of the building turned out to be pretty profitable. Had I used the Fox Mulder don't trust anyone mindset, got off my butt, and took at least one measurement, it would have been more profitable. So here are the thoughts that I have to pass on to you. First, there's always the risk of inaccuracies. No matter how meticulous the original building designer was, there's always a chance of overlooked details or errors that could affect what you're going to do. And second, there's the legal aspect. Who is held liable if a problem is linked to the original plans? It could be you if you agreed to use those drawings. So, how should you navigate these pitfalls? One way is to treat the as-built drawings as a starting point, not the definite guide. Always cross-reference the information, budget the time and the resources to make your own site surveys or hire it done. Another approach is to ensure clear communication and agreement with all the parties involved. Make sure that everyone understands the potential risks and whose responsibilities are what. To avoid becoming liable for someone else's mistakes, it's also critical to have a comprehensive professional liability insurance policy, or E&O, in place. Now check out aibd.org/insurance. There you'll find 2 resources just for this. Lastly, while working from someone else's drawings can be very helpful, it's essential to do so cautiously. Better yet, demand that you contract to do the as-builts. Remember, each project is unique, and so should be your approach. Stay informed, stay protected, and keep building great things. Thanks for watching this entire video, and have a triumphant week.